He's been working in foreign languages. Alexander, can you tell us about your role in the Rachel Langs film? How did you prepare for this role? Do you actually play in French?
Yeah.
Just tell us something about it.
Yeah, it's French. I did much French before this film. I lied to everybody. It's okay.
Oh my God.
It's okay. It's okay if you fulfill your lie after that. It's okay. But if you don't, it's not. Yeah. So about the film, about the role.
Yeah, about your role. How did you work on the role? How did you
I just lied, and then I was trapped. Yeah, and I had to, you know, I had to find a way out of the situation. That's how I made the role. So I was like, I had panic attacks like at night. I was reading like French lesson books and everything, and hanging out with French guys like a lot, just to.
Did they help you find?
Yeah, a lot.
Your friends, just friends, no coach, not a.
No coach. It was quite chaotic, but I had a lot of colleagues from French foreign region, and I told them truth, and they came out with me, like drinking a lot and everything, and teaching me bad words in French, and that's how it works. So integration, for me, like in my opinion, integration is the first thing. So one, two. Integration is the first thing, and as Debbie and Steve said, language is the first. It's not only about like doing your lines. It's not only about reading the script and knowing your text. It's mostly about communicating on the set. That's why it's so important to know, to use the language. Because if you know your lines perfectly, but you're in the set and you just don't, because somebody talking to, as I was on the set of Moderator, somebody's talking to you in English or French. It doesn't matter that you do your lines perfectly. You will never improvise. You will never be alive in the shot. So it's very, very important to do this stuff like 24/7 outside of the shot, and then you will get this little reward in the shot if you do this, you know, in real life. That's how I did this. I was literally doing team booster, like sleeping in the barn with the guys, like running with the tractor tires.
It was very physical.
Yeah. I mean, it was not our idea. It was the idea of Legion officers. They just woke us up like at 3 a.m. at night with a cold water and told us, let's go, we need to run. And we ran somewhere like for 2 hours, like 10 kilometers. And they said, we have a surprise for you. We have a gift. You need to find it. It's somewhere in the forest. You have these coordinates on the piece of paper, and do whatever you want with this, find the gift. We were just like, what's going on? And just in 2 hours we found the first gift. It was in the lake, like 1 meter under the water. It was a tractor tire, like 200, 300 kilos.
I think he's still lying everywhere.
It's impossible to make out those things. And we had the same tire in our barn, which was our barrack. And they told us, oh look, it's his brother. It's one tire and another tire. It's like
a puzzle.
It's brothers. What brothers have to do? Like they have to be together. You need to bring this gift home. Like okay, running with this tire. 10 kilometers back, but it was essentially important for me because when it was 2 or 3 months prior.
Many other people doing this.
Yeah, prior to shooting. So when I got into the filming, I was literally really, really prepared, and I don't believe in other ways of doing things.
And me, as you, and maybe also we have Ms. Reshetnikova, who is also an actress. You are completely educated in Russia. Do you feel that there is a gap between the Russian education and the international standard? It's a question both to Alexander and to Anastasia. Or you feel pretty comfortable with having the education that you have, and while on casting processes, you don't feel any problems? Is the Russian education sufficient for acting abroad, or you need extra special training? And then maybe Alexander first. Acting. acting, right? In the profession, because we understood language, integration, presentation, 3 key success factors. But what about the professional preparation
I
and?
would say that English drama schools are not great at preparing people for actual professional work. And that's something I have been shouting about for 40 years, is why don't they teach screen acting in drama schools? Because they just don't do it. So, yes, pretty much. And so it's very hard for me to cast someone straight from drama school because they haven't had any experience. And it has to be a very special director who will take that leap of faith, as it were. So we're not very good at it either. So.
But what would then, and the next question straight to you, and then we'll go to guys. How do you estimate Russian talents in comparison to other international talents? Where are they, you know? If you say 10 is American.
I don't judge on.
No, but it's about, you know, it's to show the direction. Maybe they're very good, and they do. Usually with us, it's a problem, we underestimate ourselves.
When I was on the panel for judging the films for the thing, I mean, I saw some extraordinarily talented people. That lovely young girl, with small dark ones. Yes. I mean, I saw some amazing talent, but unfortunately, not very many of them took that extra leap of being able to speak English. So, I mean, the talent is definitely there, but then so there is in many other countries. I mean, you know, Scandinavia or France or Germany. I mean, it's like Steve saying he bases everything on whether they're a good actor. We don't kind of categorise in the same way that maybe you're thinking. I don't know. I mean, we're constantly breaking the mould, as it were. Things are very different from the way they used to be, and you know, leading ladies don't have to be gorgeous with a fabulous figure anymore. We have a lovely actress called Olivia Colman who has, you know, won an Oscar. I mean, you would never in your life think that she would be cast. It's like Frances McDormand. The people, it's their talent that's important.
Well, I graduated from Russian Institute of Theatre Arts. So the moment I moved from Russia to another country was also the moment when I transitioned from theater to film. So I guess I'm on the right path because I put my priorities to languages. I wasn't sure where opportunities would come from, so I started to learn simultaneously English and Dutch. I don't know how my brain survived that, to be honest. And then I started working with very young, emerging international talent in Amsterdam. They were studying in Amsterdam. We have. I'm not saying we. I just got my second European passport, so it is actually now. You know, I'm a bit confused who I am. But I did miss a little bit of skill there in terms of. So the shot is. When the shot is like that, the acting is different than the total shot. And they were learning their craft. I was polishing my craft too and adjusting. But in terms of talent, Russian actors are extremely talented. I'm very proud that I graduated from that school. Every time I'm talking about it, and all of the foreign actors are very jealous of the kind of training that we have. But British schools are also, of course, I'm not saying, it's just, you know, it's an incredible experience to be able to read Stanislavski and Chekhov in a regional language, of course. But yes, I did also go for a very short period of time to New York to do a very intensive program designed especially for actors who are switching from theater to film. So to answer your question, yes, I do wish we had a little bit more of on-screen training and also a little bit more of a business training because I never knew how to. So I find myself in Europe and I wasn't sure, is it appropriate to email people you know, I don't know. It's like, how do I make myself known? I've met so many people who said, well, you are a Russian actress who speaks English, has European paperwork. We were looking for a Russian actress yesterday because a very famous Russian actress couldn't come from Moscow because of paperwork issues. Where have you been? I don't know. I'm on Spotlight. I'm on internet. I'm coming to festivals. And yet, I just had this issue about making myself just available, you know.
Present.
So just, so I hope I answered your question. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So you claim that the application is actually very good. You need some extra. What is your feeling? Did you have to have some extra training or just to get to the role?
I will try to be short. The problem is I'm a bit radical about this question about drama schools in Russia. I've always been, so it's not a secret. So, in my opinion, we have to shut all the drama schools in Russia. And I've been telling this like my whole life. I'm sorry for that, not because they're necessarily teaching us something wrong, but because they are a little bit misleading. If you know what I mean.
Misleading. What do you mean? What do you mean?
Because they are like literally. We have 5 drama schools in Moscow, and I'm not just talking about like other cities. I don't know. The thing is, they play really safe. If you know what I mean. They teach you to play really safe. They never teach you to risk.
They teach you to play perfect in a way, no?
To play perfect and play safe. Safe to not to risk at all, to not to take a risk. And they know nothing about like filming. Because by chance I have a diploma of theatrical director. And I worked in theaters a lot, and our theaters is great, of course, but it has nothing to do with filming, actually. Because for some reason we really divide these two things, like playing in theater and playing in films, but it's not working like this. So it's much easier than to rebuild all the drama school system in Russia. It's much easier to shut it down. Oh, no. Okay, I have a solution, guys. I mean, come on. I'm not just suggesting shut it down.
We're all
My suggestion is to imagine that we are kind of like students of blackmail, for example. Blacksmith. Just imagine, yeah? Masteria. So you just choose the guy you like. You choose the Brian Gosling, for example. You like how he plays, yeah. And then you're just watching his movies and you're trying to copy him until you're doing something good, and you just trying to practice all this stuff that you see around you and that you like, and never read some, these books about how you need to play this small circle of attention, middle circle of attention. It will not help you. You just need to see how can Phoenix works. You need to copy him. You need to be inspired by this guy. And for example, you need just to choose the guys who are really close to you with your psychophysics, maybe with your philosophy, and just try to keep up with them. And that's what I've been doing all my life. I throw out all these books, and that's why I don't have my diploma. It's a lie again. So they gave me just the cover. They gave me just the cover of the diploma because I didn't get back the books from library. I swear, it's true. I didn't burn them all. I just lost them, and they told me you need to bring back the gun. Because I took the gun, like the theatrical gun, and my actors, they just lost it, that props. And they lost it, and I didn't have money for this, it was like 5,000 rubles. And then I lost 2 boots of Nikolai Gogol. And but I had to go to Moscow Art Theater, and they told me you need to bring diploma. We can't give you money for your work if you will not bring the diploma. So they gave me just the cover of diploma and nothing inside. No marks, nothing. And I brought it to the theater, and I told them tomorrow I will bring the marks, I will bring the inner side of my diploma, and I never did that. It's still there because I I didn't bring back the gun and everything. And it's okay, actually. I'm here with you. That's the best example. I mean, it doesn't work like this. All this drama school.
You don't learn that at drama school.
But actually, it's not all like this. I graduated from geek, and my master took all of us, our course, by the camera. And we never shot like usually people do. My master said that this is a movie school, so I want to train you become a movie actors and actress. So when people just trying to read like blah blah blah, and she said stop, what are you talking about? Just take a chair and in front of me and sit. I was like sitting like this, and he's sitting there, and I would just talk with him and just read my poems and something else. So actually, it's a really interesting experience before, because when I just came to Russia, my Russian's so bad, but he still took me just because he said, you are an actress, you're an actor or not, it's not depends how you're gonna play, it's your personality. The point is, don't try to behave like other people do. You are yourself. Maybe you're something interesting to see you can do. So that's why, even you're not Chinese, so what? Even you don't speak Russian so well, but you can learn that. And he said, nobody can become a star. If you want to be someone, I cannot teach you, oh guys, become an actress. If you will be, just your decision. You want to go to this road. I would tell you at the beginning, it's really difficult to do that, I understand. And then I created my career for 10 years. I became someone in Russia, but I just give it up everything, because I want to grow up. I know that even I can make more movies and play more in Russia. It's interesting, but still the same. I'm interested in the international market. That's why I gave up everything. I came to Berlin. And what I did, I know nobody, and I just, no one gave a shit about me. And I just wrote everybody. In 2 months, all the agency, doesn't matter a director agency, like a commercial agency, because I'm doing movie and make some advertisement for life. And also at the same time, and still keep writing all the casting director that I can find, but I still get answer. Like 120, I got 3 of them. And somebody already gave me back. So I'm that kind of person. I'm always happy. So I'm always really grateful that people can even take their time to answer me. So that's why I'm here. So maybe nobody knows what's gonna happen. I just happy that I'm here.
The combination of talent and ambition. I mean, you'll never get anywhere if you haven't got the ambition, and I think that that's an enormous part as well. But it should never become kind of over-ambitious, I don't think, because you have to moderate the whole thing, because actors are rejected so much. You have to know how to live with that. But as you say, you try 120 and you get 3. Well, that's brilliant. Because if you hadn't tried, you would never got any of them. So, acting is a very strange business, and not one that is for everybody by any means. But I mean, I think I'm not sure that education is that important, to be honest with you. I think. Particularly there's a film which came out in England last year called Rocks. I don't know if anybody's seen it, which is about a group of young kids at school, and they're all from immigrant families from Africa and Somalia and here, there and everywhere. And the director went out and did these workshops with all these youth organisations and just picked a few of these girls out, and they were all absolutely fantastic. They were just, but she got to know them so well and built up the trust with them. It was almost like they weren't even acting. They were just being themselves. As you say, be yourself. You can't, there's no point in being anybody else, because that's what makes you different from everybody else. So I'm with him on the education.
just one little detail for those who don't know. Her master is cruel serving. For a second. It's not like very often you have this kind of master. This guy's great.
That's true. But you're also a unique example of like this success of a foreign talent in the country, which also tells about you a lot for sure. She speaks perfect Russian, just for your information. So her Russian is amazing. So I think she will speak German soon.
And it's a very interesting, and I agree with this point about trust, which is the crucial key in any education. What I find interesting that Alexander, you were surrounded by friends who actually helped you to train your French and get prepared to this project, which brings me to our last speaker who didn't talk yet, Julia Khamitova, because this is the idea, I think, that you've created this community of friends, colleagues who would create this trust and help each other. Could you please talk?
Thank you, Daria. Hello, everyone. Thank you, dear colleagues, for this very important conversation. This is very important for all of them who want to build European career, for young Anastasia and all of them who came on our community casting bridge. Yes, I will be brief, but I just little bit say about casting bridge. Casting bridge created 3 years ago as a part of the industry forum Russian film in London, and its goal is to create communication between casting directors, Russian casting director, international casting directors, and agents, and of course actors from Russia. And I'm very happy because now a lot of more and more industry people, filmmakers know casting bridge and sometimes call me, wrote me, so can you connect please with agent Anna Chipovskaya or Lisa Boyarskaya, can you help us? And I remember my first time, okay, I can help, okay. And then when we start to create forum and a lot of thinking with Olga and Philip, we need to do something. We need do something platform for all of them who can, looking for an agent or some project. And 6 years, not 3 years, 6 months ago, we created a community of English-speaking Russian actors, casting bridge community, and it's for support, of course, for encouragement, yes. And now we have around 20 actors. You can see on the website, or you can see on this audience, because they came here special for the networking, for watch movie, for to be in this great festival. So, and I think it's not just one Russian actress like came on the movie. No, it's need to be really trend.
I also know that in the audience we have Julia Kim, right, a producer from Berlin, and you wanted to share your point of view on the topic as well. Would you like to take a mic?
Just come here.
And then we'll give a chance to the audience to ask your questions.
First of all, I just want to say that 5 years ago I started to organize the short-term educational trainings in Russia, and we invited agents from America, CIA, UTA, and Boris. And we understand that in Russia it's really interesting case that the casting directors combining role and as an agent. Actually, this situation not exist in any other countries.
It's forbidden.
Yeah, it's forbidden. But in Russia, it's okay, and actually, it's more than okay. So one casting director promoting the same actors, and we have a range of faces, and there is almost no chance for young people to be famous in Russian context. But I'm very happy that, for example, we can see example of Maria Bakalova, who was filmed in Borat, who is ambassador of Slavic languages and who's promoting accent on the screen. That it's okay that somebody is speaking native language and when you speak another third and fourth language, it's fine that you have an accent. And I think it's a very interesting point. And what I noticed additionally that specific of Russian institutions and education, it's going deep to the roots, and maybe dramatic school is very strong. But somebody pointed that we don't have a business background, and it's essential. And now living in Germany and making co-productions with European countries, I understand that sometimes for us it's difficult to deal with actors who don't understand actually background, that show real important, TV important, and everybody asking so many questions, but actually it's simple. And I'm glad that Roskina has this initiative to make this transparent and database and all material. It's really important.
Yeah, I also think so. And just because I also thank you for this point, and just to make it very practical, first I would like to ask you if there are any questions from the audience. But meanwhile, if there are questions, I wanted to ask you, because we are really going to develop the topic of actors, we are really intending to bring the talents on the global level, and it would be precious if each of the speakers could give 3 advice, which we basically, to the Russian actors, what you recommend them to do. Top 3 advice from you, your personal advice. What can you recommend? I don't know, maybe we start from Daria.
Three things, but we've kind of covered most of them, I think. You can get all sorts of information online about how to do self-taping. Since self-taping has become so important now, you can find out all sorts of things from that. I mean, that's something that I've done talks about here, there and everywhere, and rather unethically probably showed examples of some very bad ones and also some very good ones. And it's unbelievable how people just don't think about them. This is more than 3 words, but getting a good self-tape is vital. That's one.
Yeah, and I agree completely. I think show reels as well, if you've got Russian material, if it's a short film, if it's a student film, whatever it is, subtitles. It's really easy to do. You can do it on your laptop. Pretty much every laptop's got software that can do that now. But that's the difference between some in the UK, some in America being able to understand what you're saying. It makes a big difference. Have contact details available if it's on IMDb Pro, or you don't have to spend money necessarily, but just there's a lot of times where I'll watch films, or projects, and I see something very interesting and I can't contact them. There's no way. You've got to trace it back through casting directors, and it just takes a long time. So I think just be available and have contact details up there. And then I guess the last thing is kind of building on what Debbie said in terms of self-taping. There's nothing to say that you can't do self-tapes at home yourself. Practice, practice, practice. Because if you get an audition and you're in a situation where you have to tape for a casting director for a particular project, you want to just be able to turn the camera on and be ready to go and have everything set up and kind of know what you're doing. Spend your free time doing that, or a portion of your free time doing that, and really developing skills around that, because it's something you totally can do. But when you have a job on, that's kind of the last. You've got too much on. Trying to practice that at the same time is too much.
Thank you.
Well, not to repeat the same things, but I think that it's always important to learn and to invest in yourself. And these days all the informations are mostly available online, so when someone didn't Google before it how to make a self-tape, it really tells something about that person and about the ambition, about everything else. So I would say learn as much as you can, from languages to yourself and your conscience and everything that has to deal with that. Learn acting, learn everything that you can and that is connected with that. Learn business, how you can present yourself, how you can connect with others. And then also be present on the festival, be present on markets, be present online. So it's impossible that I saw the other day the lead female role from a movie in a competition doesn't have an IMDb. So that's, I mean, I struggle with that because I think that that's just a small amount of your time and engagement and will for sure make something out of it and it will be important. So be on eTalenta, be on Duart, be on IMDb, use everything because you never know. From 130 contacts, if you got 3, you're good to go.
And I would say